Man, it is great to be with you again, everybody. The NBA season has now hit full stride. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith on 2K Sports. And in our matchup tonight, we'll see the Boston Celtics going up against the Chicago Bulls at United Center. It's been hard to come by a W lately for the Chicago group. They'd like to play well to start this season's series. They haven't forgotten how this team knocked them out in the first round last season. And we'll get to see Al Horford take to the court in this one. Horford, a player that we all love, but the last few seasons, his rebounding has taken a dip. Is that just how it goes for big men as they get deeper into their NBA careers, Shaq?
Yeah, Ernie, all big men deal with declining rebounding numbers as they get older. Father Time is undefeated, buddy.
Undefeated. But the burst really goes away when your knees go. And I don't care. Father Time must have some great knees because he's been around a long time.
Wait,
I just got a question before we go.
What?
Well, if Father Time is undefeated,
Yes.
who goes after Father Time?
All these players. All these players who have tried to play past their years.
Okay, I got it.
And they've lost.
But Father Time has to have a Father Time.
No.
He must get tired too.
No, I'm so totally confused.
Jeez, I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
I never wanna waste your time. My mind, so precious. Is yours, is mine. And look at the time. My God, so precious. Is yours, is mine.
The Bulls play before the hometown crowd, and we've got it live for you right here from Chicago. I'm Kevin Harlan, joined by the talented analyst tandem of Greg Anthony and Chris Webber. David Aldridge is on our sideline. Looking at Boston, they want to turn it around after the loss to the Pistons.
Man, that was a stinker. I mean, that's one of those games where you really can't find anything that they did well. The game just got out of hand and really just a shaky performance.
Well, as the NBA season comes into full gear, you really start to see just how big the NBA season is. Chris, would you like to keep it at 82 games, or would you like to change it, maybe bring the schedule and the regular season number of games down a bit?
I like to keep it the same. I like to keep it the same because it is the same tradition that other players had to go through it. You know, the Magics, the Birds, you had to play 82 games. I don't think it's too much. And technology today is much better. You can come back, you can recuperate faster, you can come back from injury easier than players before this generation came. And so I say 82 games.
So let's take a look at the Boston Celtics starting lineup. Irving is out there with Smart, and it's Hayward. Then there's Horford, and it's Bosh in at the 4 slot. Smart up top. A floater. He takes it up and lays it in. Smart's got his first 2 points of the night.
Oh, he's got that touch. I mean, in between Smart with the ability to lay it up there soft.
Portis kicks to Dunn. Puts up a 3, and again it's the Bulls from deep.
And guys, this is what you like to see early on, gaining a little confidence from range.
Well, I wouldn't say that's his shot, but it's a shot he can make, and that really opens things up for the offense.
Here's Horford. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. And Al Horford, a cornerstone player. Chris, he's that straw that certainly stirs the drink.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, you know he's a winner. I mean, anybody can remember his career from his days at the University of Florida where he won a championship.
Free throw good, Horford.
And Horford, a pretty steady free throw shooter. I mean, he had a few down seasons, maybe due to those pectoral tears, but I tell you what, he's been right up there around 80%.
And Al Horford drops them both.
And Al Horford just so versatile. You know, that extends to the defensive end as well. Very mobile, can move his feet with smaller players, and at the same time gives you a presence on the interior.
And Levine, here we go. Bucket is good.
Yeah, good awareness there. He sees an opening and doesn't hesitate.
Well, that opening right there, that's just because the defense failed to rotate.
Picked by Horford. Hayward outside. Wants to get it to Smart and does. Valentine grabs the board. And Horford won't wow you with his athleticism. But Greg, he's still a pretty good shot blocker.
He has great timing, anticipation, and awareness. Don't forget also he's got terrific hands, and you see that with all the steals he racks up. There's just no way you are stopping Dunn when he's that close to the bucket. A skilled finisher and amazing athlete.
Hayward can hit.
But just the presence of the D in the lane is enough to make him short arm that layup.
Dunn dishes to Levine. Lopez drives in. A second chance effort. And, there's a whistle. He was going up for a layup. And while it looked like there was some contact, I wasn't sure they were going to call a foul shot or not. But sure enough, they have. So he'll head to the free throw line. Chicago shooting their first free throw of the evening.
And really, they haven't been able to differentiate themselves from the free throw line on the season at about 76%.
That's good from Lopez.
Oh, and the Celtics bringing in Brad Stevens as head coach in 2013. That same summer, they made their blockbuster trade with the Nets. 2 home run moves for their franchise.
Horford with a screen on Levine. Here's Hayward. Hayward missing again.
He may have missed it, but that's a clean look at the basket.
Here's Dunn. And that one off the back of the rim and in. Dunn's got 7 points. And the Celtics signed Brad Stevens to a 6-year contract to lure him away from Butler in college basketball. Chris, they were very confident he'd be a great coach.
Well, they might want to pull out their pen and have him sign another 6-year deal real quick because he's already established himself as one of the league's top coaches.
And the shot is good.
You know, coming into the NBA, there was a question about Marcus's jump shot, but you knew he'd improve that.
To the middle. Here's Portis. His second shot goes in, off to a good start, 2 for 2.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Outside Irving. Feeds it to Hayward. Out left to the wing for 3. Horford no luck. Chicago with the ball. They're on a 17-6 run. High post try. And that one comes up a bit short.
I'll give him that shot again. He'll probably hit it. That's a good look.
Irving with the ball. Now guarded by Dunn. And there's the whistle. That goes on Chris Dunn. That is his first foul of the game. Irving with the ball. He's coming off a 16-point game against the Pistons in Detroit.
And his passing also off the charts in that game. In just about every aspect of their offense, he was dialed in.
The Bulls leading by 9. Here's Dunn. He has 7. Lopez a screen. Outside Levine. And there's the pass to Dunn. That's good, and it's Levine with the assist. Dunn's got 9.
Starting to surge here, and we're only in the first quarter.
And it's happening at both ends, trying to end this thing before it begins.
And now, the first timeout called here for Boston. And Chris, you played during an era against a team that many consider the greatest of all time, that 96 Chicago Bulls team with Jordan and Pippen and a great roster. Just thinking back to that team during that second three-peat, what was it like when you were going up against that Bulls team?
It's so tough to play against that team. Jordan, arguably the best player that's ever, laced them up. And Pippen was so tough offensively and rebounding. Rodman as well on the boards. And then you had guys in a system that was, just really too much. It's hard to say. Of course, in my opinion, having played against them, they're the best team of all time. But Bill Russell once told me, you know, ghosts can't play, so don't get caught up in comparing errors that you really can't prove it. So, yeah, of course they're the best of all time to me, but it's fun watching these young kids play today.
And now with the fast break, Smart with the ball, and Hayward gets it to go.
Oh, nice look there from Smart, finding the open man.
The Bulls leading by 9. Dunn passes to Lopez. The dish to Dunn. Lopez sets a screen for Dunn. Kick out to Levine. Another 3 for Chicago.
And you can't help but pick their defense apart. They're completely in disarray.
And here is Irving. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Here's Hayward. The wide open look here for Bosch. It's rebounded by Portis.
Look, he had all the time in the world to get the jumper off. Maybe it was too much time.
Outside, Levine passes it to Portis. To the inside, Lopez. And the dunk by Lopez.
Yeah, pounding it inside once again. They have taken over this game physically.
Right off the opening tip, they've been relentless. And this style of play can be hard to come back against.
Irving kicks to Hayward. Down low, here's Horford. And it's Chicago with the rebound. A tough loss coming against New York in their last game played.
And if there's one aspect of the game that really stood out for me, it was the rebounding. Basketball is about possessions, and you saw a noticeable difference in terms of the effort both teams were putting forth.
Yeah, you have to make the effort to gain position. Keep position. Go harder after rebounds. None of that was happening.
Well, we always hear about how some guys are locker room leaders or a veteran presence on a team. Chris, how quickly does someone establish themselves as a team leader? It's universally embraced by the rest of the team.
It's tough. You know, some guys can come in and do it day one, but I think that we've seen a lot of leaders grow, whether it was a great leader like a two-time MVP in Nash. It took some years first for him to understand himself and then kind of let his leadership you follow that on the court. We bring that to today with a guy like a John Wall. It's taken him about 4 or 5 years to really learn to be around veterans, but guys are coming in younger now, and so I think that it's going to take a little bit of time to develop, but as long as they're continuing to learn, as long as they're continuing to put the effort out, because you're a leader first by what you do, not by what you say. And so if you are trying to figure your way out and work hard, then you're being a leader. People are figuring it out. It's usually when does the vocal part come in along with kind of leading by an example. And so I think for every person it's different, but it's a lot of fun watching, because when they get to that point, you've definitely seen some development and growth from them mentally and physically when you know they've taken over the reins like a guy like John Wall has.
Good insight. And it's rare for rookies to come into the NBA ready at the defensive end. But you know what, C-Webb? Jaylen Brown already more than solid.
Well, yeah, I mean, he has a great frame. He plays physical. He's in a great system, and he wants it. He'll only get better with time. Swingman Jaylen Brown trying to find his way in the league. He had a really good playoff last year, and he's kind of a renaissance man. Plays the guitar, studies foreign languages. He's captain of his high school chess team, but he doesn't want none. You know, I'll give him a chance.
That one goes in. Portis has got 7. Celtics trail by 16. Here's Rozier. He's coming off a 10-point game against Detroit. Morris inside. Working on Portis. Shot clock at 5. Here's Brown. Boston again missing. The Bulls leading by 16. Now Dunn. 9 points in the game so far. Lopez kicks to Dunn. On the wing, Levine. There's the pick. Beyond the arc. Good work defensively by Morris. Boston shooting 33% here in the first quarter. Over in the corner, Brown. They get it again. Second chance shot. Here's Now, here's Dunn. He's definitely a factor in their offense, averaging 12 points a game. Valentine dishes to Lopez. Shot on the wing, and the Bulls get it back. And a good offensive board, and he gets the bucket. 7 points in the game.
And that bucket adds to what has been a big difference in points in the paint between the two teams.
Brown with it. 11 points for him in that last game against the Pistons in Detroit. And a look now at the 4 areas where shots can come from. The paint, mid-range, and shots from deep, all broken down for the Bulls.
And one thing they can definitely improve on is their work from three-point range, especially from the corners. That's an area of the floor that has been a black hole for them this season. If they can start to get some points from the corners, it'll really open things up for them.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Loose shots.
That free throw good from Brown.
And Brown is just an exceptional player. Really love whenever he shows off his athletic ability.
And so he makes both from the line. The Bulls leading by 16. There's 53 seconds left in the first quarter. Dunn passes to Portis. And some nice ball movement here by Chicago. Lopez, no luck.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
Morris a screen. Rozier kicks to Morris. To the left wing. Baines dishes to Brown. There's the screen. Off the screen. Tries again. And sticking right with it. Gets the foul with the bucket. And he'll go to the line.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game.
The Celtics shooting their 7th attempt at the foul line in this one.
And taking a look at the numbers on the season, they've converted about 77% of those foul shots.
Now, here's Dunn. Defense is right there. Portis can't get it to go. Here's Rozier. On the wing, Brown. From outside, off the mark. And so it's the Chicago Bulls sitting with a comfortable lead, up by 14. And it's been their rugged defense setting the tone. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. And now a chance to hear from Chris Bosh. About what it meant to him to become an NBA player, the fulfillment of a lifelong dream.
I was obsessed with the NBA as a kid, and just like...
What a great cut from Chris Bosh. That's the kind of guy you can't help, Greg, but love for his attitude and ability to be, you know, in touch with that kid he once was. I know you played the same way. Chris Bosh is living the dream like you did and loving it.
That's a great point, Kevin. And I think most of the guys in the league feel that same way. I mean, they may not be able to say it or articulate it as smoothly as Chris does,
sure.
but inside every NBA player is a kid who's still thrilled to wear the uniform and play the game they love.
And welcome back. It's been all one-sided so far through the first quarter as our second quarter gets underway. And the Bulls guys have been rolling right along, haven't they?
Listen, early on taking the league, I just like their approach offensively.
Yeah, right. Only the first quarter. Don't over-panic, but it seems like their strategy is working. We'll see if the other side can counter.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. On the floor for Boston, we've got Brown. Marcus Morris is out there with Aaron Baines. Then it's Tatum, and it's Rozier in at the point guard. Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
Kevin, Celtics coach Brad Stevens is known for getting the best out of his players. He said every NBA player has an elite strength. Some of them have 10 of them. Those guys are the very best in the league, right? But every one of them is here for a reason. And there are times where you can really soar with that skill. Kevin?
And that's why Stevens is already one of the best coaches in the league, David. You've talked about him for a long time, getting maximum results from every one of his players. G passes to Grant. A three-pointer, no good. Celtics trail by 13. Tatum with it, and Holiday picks him up defensively. They set the pick. Morris outside. To the paint. Pass to Rozier. Lets it go with a three. Again, the miss by the Celtics. The Bulls leading by 13. Well, Chris, you can't shortchange this roster, but their coach, Brad Stevens, one of the best in the game.
Well, you remember his 6 years at Butler? He took them to the title game twice. I mean, what he's done with this team is no less impressive.
Now the feed to Tatum. Morris outside. And Mirotic sends it back. Holiday left side. Here's G. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change. And Holiday kicks to G. He feeds it to Mirotic. It's stolen by Morris. And a fast break now for the Celtics. Brown's got the ball. Holiday with the block. Here's Mirotic, and he floats in for the easy two. Credit the assist on that one.
And some guys just have a nose for scoring, and this one couldn't have been any easier.
I mean, I don't know whether to say it's amazing or it's sad, but you're down double digits and you still allow an uncontested layup. Where is the pride? Where is your heart?
So Chicago ends up going with the new group. Some changes for Boston. Celtics trail by 15. Bosch sets the pick for Irving. Hayward against Levine. Hayward kicks to Bosch. To stop the drought, it's rebounded by Portis. Portis has got 4 rebounds in this game.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
They set the pick. Dunn passes to Portis. He used that pick to get in close. Portis has got 9.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Pick by Horford. Now, here is Irving. Defense right on him. Bosch kicks to Smart. Over Valentine. Got a hand on it. And so it looks like the Celtics will retain possession here. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Irving, and off the front iron, and in it goes. Irving's got his first basket of the night.
Irving showing off his impressive IQ. He's fantastic pulling up off the screen.
Pass to Portis. Left side, Levine. Stolen by Bosch. Hayward against Levine. Smart wide open. He fires. The basket good off the assist from Hayward. And that's now 7 points for Marcus Smart. Now here's Dunn. Covered by Irving. And boy, that looked like goaltending. Yes, it is. And so they will award the basket there.
Yeah, that's a tough call for the refs to make there. I'm not sure it was on the way down, but that's how they saw it.
Celtics trail by 14. Inside, here's Bosch. It's hauled in by the Bulls. Portis has got his 5th rebound in this one.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
Dunn dishes to Levine. The pass to Portis, and stolen by Horford. Here's Smart. And not a good shot for him. They can get better looks than that. The Bulls leading by 14. And the 6th pick in the 2014 draft out of Oklahoma State. One of the Cowboys, Marcus Smart. might not put up eye-popping numbers, Chris, but they love what he brings to the table.
Yeah, it's all about his heart. I mean, his offensive game has been a little slow to develop. He doesn't shoot great percentages. And when his team needs him most, it seems like he always has a big impact on the game, whether offensively, defensively, a big rebound. He's just a good luck charm for them. He's almost like the leprechaun.
Irving, good.
Love how strong Irving finishes. Awesome at fighting through the defense and sinking these shots.
Levine passes to Dunn. Back to Levine. Lopez a screen. Levine kicks to Dunn. He dishes it to Levine. In the corner, Valentine with it. 4 on the clock. And then Levine with the jam.
And this is why defensively you can't afford to let Levine get to the rim. Too much explosiveness.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over. And going against Chicago, their first meeting of the season.
Yeah, some history here, though. Of course, they won that first-round series in last year's playoffs and ended up sending them packing.
With this break, a look at our 2K leaderboard and the top passing centers and power forwards over the course of the past 10 games. In the third spot, Al Horford.
And these are some of the most complete players in our league. I mean, they're not just traditional score and rebound big men. They can beat you with their passing as well.
And that court awareness is what makes them such valuable players. It makes defenses that much more unwilling to double them, given how great they are at distributing the rock.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Here's Smart. Boston again missing.
No doubt it's been a bit of a struggle for him here in this quarter in terms of scoring.
Valentine kicks to Dunn. Out to the right wing. Valentine passes to Portis. Valentine with it. Now guarded by Smart. For 3, Levine sinks the triple. Levine's got 12.
Just an average shooter from range. Squares up nicely on that one.
Celtics trail by 19. And here's Irving. Right now, checking his stats, he's averaging over 23 points a game. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
And with all the talk about Kyrie coming to Boston, you still have to figure how he'll fit in to the team. Has this year and next left on his contract, player option after that. But with his scoring and shooting, should make this offense even more potent. And when you put a player of Kyrie's ability into this Boston system, you have to expect good things. Irving does so much for himself and others. The longer he plays with the team, I think the more comfortable he'll become.
So Chicago ends up going with the new group. Grant kicks to Mirotic. Screen by Grant. Back to Mirotic. Over Bosch. And there's Mirotic on the assist by G. Mirotic has got 7 now in this quarter.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Celtics trail by 19. Outside Irving. Doesn't go for him. And it's Chicago the other way. Looking ahead, they've got the Jazz coming into town for the next game. That game will conclude a 3-game homestand. Boston's gotten into trouble with the 3-ball in the second quarter, only hitting 1 of 5 attempts. And yes, it's good. He's got 8.
He just looks more engaged this second quarter. A far cry from his disappointing play in the first period.
Grant dishes to G. It's tipped. 1:30 left in the first half of basketball. And the shot is good, dropping in off the front of the rim.
That's just another one for Hayward. He's built up his body. Now he has the strength and endurance to score at will.
Kicks it to G. Good ball movement here by the Bulls. Back to Holiday. Dishes it to G. Feeds it to Holiday. Passes it to Grant. From 11 feet away, Mirotic hits the bucket. Mirotic has got 9 points.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Now Irving. He's got 8. Bosch passes to Smart. Rebound by the Bulls. Markkanen's got his 3rd rebound tonight.
And you know what? He's just not on his game. No doubt about it. Their deficit isn't totally on him, but he has not been an asset for his team.
Hayward kicks to Horford. It's deflected.
And how about Markkanen using his size and reach on defense? Great timing in terms of being able to get up and block shots.
And there's the call on Gordon Hayward. That's his 1st foul. And a whole new group out on the floor for the Celtics. Here's G, looking for his first basket still in this one. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. And out of bounds as the Celtics gain possession. Celtics trail by 17. Here's Rozier. Taking a look at the scoring numbers. Right now he averages about 9 points a game. There's the pick. He kicks it to Brown. They get the rebound. Baines. No good, trying to beat the buzzer. And so it's the Chicago Bulls feeling good about their 17-point lead heading into the break. They've been putting on a clinic in the paint. Shots are falling with regularity, and they are pounding it down low. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks a lot, Kyrie. What got you going in the first?
My teammates were just finding me, setting good screen, and just stay aggressive, not only for myself, but for them. You know, we're kind of in a hole in the first quarter, kind of sluggish. Came out in the second quarter, kind of sluggish, but just got to pick it up on the defensive end. That's where it starts.
Kyrie, thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back after halftime as the 3rd quarter gets underway.
The 2K Sports Halftime
Welcome
Show.
back, folks. Ernie Johnson here along with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. We're going to break down all the action from the first half. Chris Dunn led the way in the first half. He had 13 points, 3 assists, and 4 rebounds. He has bounced back nicely from what was a tough night for him in their last game. Judging by that first half, he's back to his old self again. And Kenny, what did you think about what you saw from Chicago?
What a brilliant, unselfish half of basketball they just played. Their ball movement was absolutely impeccable. All in all, just beautiful basketball to watch.
And Shaq, what are your thoughts on Boston?
They were not running an efficient offense. The shot selection has to improve. It's as simple as that. Too many guys working as individuals, not as a team. They need to work as a unit, Ernie. Move the ball.
And that will wrap up our halftime report, as it's just about time for the start of the second half.
Welcome back to the hustle and bustle of Chicago, a time-lapse view of all the traffic heading toward downtown. And as we begin the second half, first half wasn't even close, guys, and we'll see if there is a comeback on our hands or more of the same as we get the third quarter started. And you know, Chris Dunn has really been making it happen, guys.
Oh, well, they've done a good job of letting the game come to them, and really few forced shots here so far.
Terrific first half on offense. This is how you draw it up. We'll see if they can maintain that efficiency going forward.
Well, we're getting back to the action now. It's been a one-team show so far. We'll see if that changes here in the third. The Bulls leading by 17. Chris, we all know you were a big Pistons fan growing up, and of course that means that you had plenty of chances to root against the Chicago Bulls. When you go back and you think about when you were young, was there one Bulls player that you loved to hate, so to speak?
You know, a little secret, I always cheered for Detroit, but I never hated the Bulls. Isaiah and Jordan were my favorite players. That's a little bit of a cop-out along with Magic, Bird, Dominique. But no. I really loved Artis Gilmore as well coming before. But no, I really can't say I had a player on the Bulls that I didn't really like.
Dunn and Levine, their backcourt. Portis is out there with Valentine. And it's Lopez in at the 5, down low. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago. Dunn kicks to Levine. And Zach Levine gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul.
I tell you what, they've got a nice reservation for him over on the bench if he keeps this up. 4th turnover already.
Outside Irving. Horford high post. Now here is Irving. Foul called that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Well, among the most feared one-on-one scorers in the league, that is Kyrie Irving. He has the handles to get to wherever he wants, no matter where he is on the floor. He's a threat.
For Boston, they have knocked down 8 of 9 free throw attempts. I'd say those numbers read pretty well. That's good from Irving. And Kyrie Irving sniffing that 50, 40, 90 territory. 50% from the field, 40% from deep, 90% from the line. He is that kind of shooter. And Chris, what a handle.
Yeah, he's not just a stationary threat. It's his creativity combined with that efficiency. That's what makes him so deadly.
Dunn kicks to Levine. Lopez dishes to Levine. Dunn passes to Levine. Clock at 6. And Lopez has it in the corner. Levine can't hit.
That's what we're talking about in terms of the activity level defensively. You got to protect the rim.
Well, that takes physical ability, good timing, those 2 things that he possesses.
Hayward comes with the double team. Valentine kicks to Portis. Some nice ball movement by the Bulls. To the left side wing. Valentine dishes to Lopez. For 3, Levine, and the call will be against Robin Lopez. That's it for him. He's fouled out of the game. Mirotic is checked in for Robin Lopez. Celtics trail by 12. To the wing right side. Right side Bosch. There's a screen. Back to Smart. Picked by Horford. Here's Irving. Good, and Smart gets the assist. Smart's got 3 assists tonight.
All Irving needs is a little room to fire. Once the screen comes his way, he's going to school the defense.
And that time, also a missed shot.
Oof, ugly start to the second half. They're still scoreless in their first 5 attempts.
And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. And at 6'4", 220, Marcus Smart with terrific strength for a combo guard, Greg.
I mean, he can just flat out bully most guards and even hold his own against the bigs. Beyond, though, that physical stature, it's his mentality that makes him special. He's a fire breather, just the type of player the Celtics look for.
At 6'4", 220 pounds, Marcus Smart might be the most physically imposing point guard in the league, especially with his fiery approach to the game.
And so, Smart nails both of them. So often there are some players who have one unstoppable move or something that they'll lean on if their team needs a basket. What did you feel your go-to move was when you were playing?
You know, I've said this many times. I just felt like my go-to move was just get a bucket. And so it depended on where I was on the floor. You know, I love the jump hook from the left block looking in. My 15-foot jumper, 17-foot jumper. I felt that if I came off a pick and roll and I caught the ball live, I could drive or I could shoot the jumper that if you were a big fella, you were at my mercy. So, you know, those were really my spots on the floor to really try to do damage. So, you know, it's just about the point guard, the team that you're playing with, where shooters are on the floor in case you get double teamed, and just kind of knowing your game. And so I felt comfortable on many spots on the floor, and depending on what spot on the floor, time and possession, that's where I was going to go and just try to be successful.
I always felt you read well. You reacted well after your read.
Yeah, because, you know, I grew up on teams where coaches, you know, would want me to do the correct play, and just because you can shoot a jump hook, your favorite shot over 2 people, but if you have a wide open, great knockdown shooter in the corner, you're supposed to make that pass. And so that's what I mean about, you know, what's your favorite move? It really depends on where I was, because a lot of times it was to get my shot first, and then if I knew the defense was coming, it was to identify where that next guy was going to be. So if I didn't score, I was going to get the ball to the guy that was. And it was an easy way to kind of control the pace and play from the game from that post position.
Irving kicks to Hayward. Bosch, the screen. They set the pick. Hayward passes to Horford. Ring shot on the way. That one wide left.
And really credit their advantage on the backboard. That's where the lead has been built, and that's why they are in control.
Here's Irving. Drops in the breakaway layup. Irving's got 16 points. And that replay presented by Under Armour, showing us the fantastic steal that led to that fast break finish. Another unleashed chaos moment. And the first time out of the game called for Chicago.
And with the Tide running against them, needs to talk it over with his guys.
Man, they straight up been getting smoked over the stretch. They really need to refocus here.
Chicago making a switch here. Markkanen's checked in. Let's take a second now to view the top pickpockets in the NBA. Fifth on the list, Chris Dunn.
And he's been a rock for them defensively. Just so many steals for him this year, and so many of them have been in key moments for his team.
Count that one as his 7th make in 8 attempts. He is a scorching 86%.
He's reason number one there in front. I mean, his shooting has been almost flawless.
Outside Irving. And he could not get that one to go. Out of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. Chris Dunn picks one up.
Well, I know his father was a hooper, and I think that's why, you know, we all love the skill set that Irving has. He's just a dynamic scorer. He's an impressive ball handler. And don't forget a clutch performer.
And you look at this Celtics roster, a bevy of long, athletic wing players. They seem to be taking a cue from teams like the Warriors, who have found success with defensive switching and positionless basketball. And the Celtics, as you see, are stockpiling wing forwards. Brown, Tatum, Hayward, and we're seeing those guys lining up at the 2, 3, and 4. It gives Brad Stevens tremendous roster versatility.
Boston making a switch here. Brown's checked in. Dunn kicks to Levine. Now the dish to Markkanen. Nice D from Bosch.
Even that close to the bucket, that's a very tough finish in that kind of traffic.
Pass to Hayward. Picked by Horford. In the corner, Irving with it. Here's the 3. Mirotic grabs the miss. Chicago leading by 5. Levine with it. He's got 12. The feed to Mirotic. Back to Levine. Pass to Mirotic for 3. Doesn't go for him. Now the Celtics take it the other way. Hayward with the ball. Now defended by Levine.
They needed a run desperately, and boy, did they come up big.
That's just great all-around teamwork. Now let's see if they can find a way to come away with the victory here.
Here's Mirotic. Good on the triple. Mirotic has got 12.
This is what Mirotic does best. A knockdown 3-ball specialist. Doesn't hesitate to pull the trigger.
Picked by Horford. Out to Hayward. Trying to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. Chicago leading. There's the pass to Valentine. Here's Markkanen. Nice D from Bosch.
That was as easy as it gets. He needs to complete those looks.
And there's the foul. It's on Jaylen Brown. That's his first foul.
Yeah, really good defensive play to cut him off there and square up.
Some changes for Chicago. Justin Holiday's checked in for Valentine. Grant comes in for Zach LaVine. And G's subbed in for Chris Dunn. And then for Boston, Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Horford. Marcus Morris comes in for Chris Bosh. And it's Tatum in for Gordon Hayward. Markkanen sets the pick for Holiday. Back to Mirotic. Here's G. They grab their own miss. Markkanen, so he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
And Markkanen is skilled at drawing fouls once he establishes position. Uses that height to get the defense to commit.
First trip to the line for him here.
And with a percentage of 82, he's been one of their more dependable shooters from the line.
Rozier, he's checked in for Irving. And he's good on the second. Chris, you certainly played with some colorful characters during your career. Which players do you think are the biggest personalities now in the NBA?
Wow, I mean, when you think about the biggest personalities now, I mean, I think about a guy like Westbrook that's so soft-spoken, but his game is so loud that, you know, you have to take notice. Draymond Green, I think he's always been a guy that has never shied away from a microphone or the limelight. He's another guy that comes to mind. And so, and I think, you know, you always have to look at LeBron just because he garners so much attention, just because what he does is always going to be headline news, that he has fun with it. And so those three guys come to mind when I think about the biggest personalities in the league.
And the Celtics franchise with the league-leading 17 NBA championships, their last in 2008.
Yeah, and with the talent and assets they possess, they might be in the hunt for banner number 18 before you know it. One of the beasts of the East, without question.
That's good from Rozier.
Well, the big story from the Bulls last offseason was trading Jimmy Butler. It had to be. He had strife with the front office, problems with players. Both sides seemed to want to move on.
And that one goes in, 2 from the line that time. Well, Chris, as you said, the strength of this Bulls team last season came from Wade and Butler. And speaking of Wade, what better a player to act as a mentor for this team than Dwayne Wade?
Well, it's hard to get fair value for a guy like Butler. It's clear that Chicago needed to mix things up. Now, Levine, I really like his game. He can really help this team. And they, you know, Markkanen, that's decent.
The Bulls leading by 3. And it's out of bounds. The Celtics will take it the other way. And now a chance to take a look at the shot chart for the Celtics.
And everything he's touched has turned to gold. If you are on defense, you have to make sure all 5 players know exactly where he is at all times, because if he gets a sliver of a look, he'll get it done.
To the inside. Tatum's shot is off.
Yeah, good interior D there prevents the deuce.
Oh, wonderful anticipation. He reads the play perfectly. Then with the quick reaction time.
Markkanen, Baines with the block. It's Brown on the wing. And it's all evened up. Brown's got 11 points.
Well, how about the quickness of that release? Brown just draining that catch-and-shoot jumper with ease.
G kicks to Grant. Here's Mirotic. Chicago keeps it going. A new 24-second clock. And some nice ball movement here by Chicago. And that one's good by G.
Against length, he does a nice job of creating just enough separation.
Yeah, but he has a big height advantage, but that's somewhat mitigated out there on that perimeter. You got to come check him.
1:14 left here in the third quarter. Another shot. Count that one. The Bulls' lead has been cut down to just 1 on the bucket from Baines.
Important points there. Got him on a nice play, getting the ball inside and right to the bucket.
Markkanen dishes to Mirotic. No good on the triple.
Well, he doesn't look like himself right now. Nothing is going his way.
They now take the lead. And it's 13 points for Jaylen Brown.
How about that floor awareness there from Tatum? It does a good job of scanning the court and getting the ball to the open man.
Mirotic passes to Grant. Fires from deep. Mirotic's shot is off.
And, you know, it's almost as if he wore himself out with that performance in the last quarter. He hasn't had nearly...
Oh! That is just nasty.
The athleticism on that finish.
No.
Markkanen kicks to Mirotic. Knocks down the 3 ball. Mirotic has got the game tied up here for the Bulls.
He's making shots from that area, and the D is not respecting his range. They better respect it now.
Rozier the pass to Baines. And here is Tatum. Over Holiday. Again, the Celtics good for 2.
And there's another aspect of his game, the ability to work off
the screen. Give this guy any kind of space, and he's going to torch you.
What a performance for Kyrie Irving. He has been the story for the Boston Celtics. And meanwhile, Coach Brad Stevens talking to his team.
Hey, keep grinding. Keep grinding.
All right, the fourth quarter of action getting underway. We've had a great one so far with both sides coming to play. Here's Boston now. The lead is 2. On the court right now for the Celtics. We've got Tatum. Aaron Baines out there with Morris. Then there's Brown. And it's Smart in at the point guard position. There's the pick. Shot clock at 6. Here's Morris. Hits some rim on the way in. And the bucket's good. Morris has got the fourth quarter started here with a bucket for the Celtics. At the elbow, it's Markkanen. Baines with the block. Now Brown. Tatum wide open. He fires one. That 3 off the mark. Kicks to Holiday. Feeds it to Mirotic. And G has it in the corner. Back to Mirotic. And Holiday kicks to G. Shoots off the screen. Morris with the rebound.
And you know what? You can't get a better screen. Frees him up beautifully, but he just fails to capitalize.
The best laid plans, right? Well, I tell you right there, though, that's one they'll take every single time.
Mirotic dishes to G. Mirotic, the pass to G. Back to Mirotic. Launches a 3. But they'll get another chance. Holiday goes in. Goes up again. Count it, and the Celtic lead has been cut down to just 2 points on the bucket from Markkanen.
And remember, at 7 feet tall, Markkanen is tough to keep off the board, solid at tracking down misses on that offensive glass.
Smart kicks to Morris. There's the pick. It's stolen by G. Outside Holiday. He feeds it to Mirotic. Back to Holiday. He dishes it to G. To tie it up. And Baines pulls it down. Baines has got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. Here's Tatum. Again, the miss by the Celtics.
It's been a rough game for him, but it won't sting too bad as long as they hang on to the lead.
And it's out of bounds. The Celtics will take it the other way.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
Some changes for Chicago. Denzel Valentine, he's checked in for Markkanen. Bean comes in for Justin Holiday, and it's done in for G. And the Celtics also making a change. Al Horford's checked in for Aaron Baines.
At the defensive end, they've lost some of their focus since halftime.
Levine dishes to Dunn. Levine kicks to Mirotic. Back to Levine. Passes to Mirotic. Kick out to Levine. Shoots over Brown. Offensive rebound. Mirotic, the pass to Levine. Shoots over Brown. Again, Levine missing.
That's a great job to converge on him inside and prevent that easy look.
Here's Smart. No good from outside.
It's almost like he's trying to make things hard on himself. You know, he's just got to slow the game down, try to get some easy ones.
Levine dishes to Mirotic. A 3-ball. That shot is in, just like 6 others have been for him. He's shooting 7 for 15.
Well, Mirotic is known as a pure scorer. When he gets to his spots, he's incredibly efficient.
Smart kicks to Morris. And stolen by Valentine. Oh, and a fast break for the Bulls. Jumps up. The big dunk at the end of the break. That gives him the double-double. 11 points and 10 rebounds.
And guys, that's a big swing right there. I mean, taking the steal and then turning it into 2 easy points on the dunk.
No telling how important that sequence could turn out to be.
Yeah, and he reads it all the way, has that slide court awareness you have to be mindful of.
And stolen by Mirotic. And taken away by Brown. 4-on-3 as they bring it up. And there's Horford. That's good on the assist by Brown. And it's 6 points for Al Horford.
Oh, what incredible precision. Brown cutting the D to pieces in his pass.
Nice shot by Portis.
A good score inside, and the defense really offering very little resistance.
That's just an attack mindset. I love it. Game on the line. He's out competing, guys.
Now a timeout called by Boston.
The Celtics making major strides offensively. Back in 2014, one of the worst teams in the league. They've gotten better every season.
Markkanen, he's checked in for Chicago. Then for the Celtics, Chris Bosh has checked in for Morris. Hayward comes in for Tatum, and Irving subbed in for Jaylen Brown. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Olden.
Well, I was able to listen in on what Brad Stevens had to say to his team. He told them, hey, this game is there for you, but we got to go get it. 50-50 balls, getting to the basket. We have to give it all right now. Kevin?
Thanks so much, David. That free throw good from Kyrie Irving. And the arrival of Al Horford surely has a lot to do with this Celtic offensive revival.
And now with Hayward, Kyrie Irving, and Tatum added, it'll get even better. At the same time, an unselfish style, sharing the basketball, a lot of drive and kick. They bury teams from the three-point line.
And stolen by Horford. In the corner, Smart with it. It's hauled in by Dunn. Dunn's got rebound number 5 here tonight.
And look, if he can start turning some of these misses into makes, their lead is going to take a big jump.
And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that, that's your only option.
And he makes the first. And so Levine nails both of them. Here's Irving. Picked by Horford. Lets it go from deep. And there's the call on Bosh. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. Chicago has gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the 4th. Outside, Levine. To take the lead. In deep, Valentine drops it in. And the Bulls lead by 2. For Boston, they've gotten only 3 of their 9 field goal attempts to go down since the end of the 3rd. Pretty cold down the stretch. And there's the foul. It'll go on Denzel Valentine. That's his 1st foul. So it's Boston with it. Outside Bosh. This is to Smart. And stolen by Valentine.
The second half, they haven't taken care of the basketball. Simply put, more turnovers now that could hurt them later. I love seeing Dunn use his creative side to get these calls. He is simply amazing at putting defenders in a tough spot.
And that one misses. Good on the second free throw.
And one area of concern for Dunn, hitting his free throws with consistency, because he has the temperament to draw fouls.
Irving drives in, got a piece of it, and that's out of bounds. Boston will retain possession. On defense, the Bulls, it's a 3-point game. Hayward can hit.
Look, they cannot leave him open like that. The D got away with one there.
Left side, Levine. Pass to Portis, poke loose. Just 5 on the clock. Kept alive, Markkanen uses the glass to finish the layup. Markkanen's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Now look at that. That's just a great all-around play. Getting into position for the offensive rebound, finishing strong on the putback.
Horford kicks to Smart. A floater. Rebound by the Bulls. Markkanen's got 9 rebounds now tonight. The dish to Dunn. Portis kicks to Dunn. Rebounded by the Celtics. 4-on-3 break. Irving with it. Now guarded by Dunn. In the corner, Smart with it. Will it go? The shot misses. And it's Chicago the other way. And now with the fast break, Smart with the ball. A shot by Hayward, wide open. Again, the miss by the Celtics. The Bulls leading by 5. In the corner, it's Levine. Takes the 3. The Bulls keep it alive. And stolen by Horford. Smart passes to Bosch. It's good.
Pivotal moment of the game. These guys keep their composure, find the size mismatch for the lane.
Dunn kicks to Valentine. Lays it up off the glass. And the Bulls lead by 5. There's 1:38 left in the game. And there's the foul. It'll go on Denzel Valentine. That'll be his second foul of the game. Paul Zipser, he's checked in from Hayward's got 3 assists in the game.
And you got to like the interior game of Bosch. Excellent at using that high release to get shots up and over the D.
Now, here's Dunn, covered by Irving. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. And the first of 2, no good. Heartbreaker. Chicago making a switch here. Markkanen's checked in. He's able to hit the second one, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. 1:11 left to play here in the 4th. Now here's Smart. Not a lot of room. Picked by Horford. Irving from long range. Markkanen pulls it in.
And that shot isn't the one they should be taking if they want to make this comeback happen.
To the middle and stolen by Horford. Levine against Hayward, and it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Irving.
That's just a lack of communication. 2 guys just not on the same page.
.43 seconds left in the 4th quarter, and he commits the intentional foul. And that hurts as he doesn't get the first one to fall. Trying to focus now on the second. So he comes up empty at the line. So, guys, it comes down to this.
Time for your stars to shine.
Shot from 12. Nails it! And he has brought them to within 2 points.
Now, that is cold-blooded.
Well, we want people to tune in, don't we? This is what they're tuning into. Big moments.
You had a foul to give there, but you'd rather not have it cost your team points.
Gets the first, and that makes it a 3-point lead. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 4-point ball game.
Making this a 2-possession game. That's the benefit of knocking down the easy one.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over. They're trailing by 4. 27 seconds left in the 4th quarter. the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Nikola Mirotic.
And the D tried to get physical with him down low tonight, and it really backfired. Instead, he's just tore them up. He was aggressive, inviting the contact, and really just taking it straight to him.
Mirotic is checked in for the Bulls. Here's Irving. 3-second difference between shot clock and game clock.
And you got to admire Irving in these situations. Doesn't let pressure overwhelm him. In fact, he embraces it.
And he commits the intentional foul.
No choice but to foul there, but he's probably the last guy you want to see on the line.
He doesn't hit the first, and that was the one they really wanted. He's got one more, though. And the second of two is good. That makes it a 3-point lead. Now a timeout called by Boston. They're behind by 3. 23 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, your thoughts?
You know, you'd love to be able to clear space and get that triple, but you can also do the 2 with a quick foul.
Well, these are some of the toughest decisions. I mean, a good argument can be made for either case.
23 seconds left in the fourth. And there's the intentional foul. No choice but to stop the clock here.
Yeah, you can't let them hold the ball and just milk those last seconds away.
He hits the first one, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 5-point game. 19 seconds left in the fourth. Here's Bosch. Bean with the rebound, and now we've got the intentional foul. First free throw is good, and that increases their lead to 6. So he gets them both, and it's a 7-point game. Irving kicks to Horford. Jacks up a 3. He can't get it to go. So the Bulls win it. Probably a little closer than they would have liked it, but a win nonetheless.
Yeah, but I really got a sense that the fans gave them that emotional boost that was needed down the stretch. This crowd, man, they were electric.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Chris Webber, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. So long, everyone.